Hey, it's Marin, and in this video I'm going to be talking about how to navigate different astrological transits, aspects, placements, difficult astrology alignments overall. So starting off, let's understand what astrology is. So astrology is the study of celestial alignments in correlation with earthly events. We aren't learning a science or an art, we're learning a tool of pattern synthesis and integration. It's a symbolic, multifaceted language more than it is a mechanism of any sort. So like a clock on the wall is telling us that it's 3 o'clock, but it is not making it 3 o'clock, astrologers, myself very included, generally have the understanding that astrology is of signs, not of causes. Saturn is not making you feel shitty, it's signaling that you might feel a bit shitty. So with that being said, let's break down just the specifics of what could be difficult. So by placements, I'm referring to natal chart indications. Set alignments in the inception chart of anything. So a natal chart is just the inception chart of a human life. Whereas transits are referring to the current astrological movements in conversation with the natal chart itself. So we're looking at the planetary alignments at a certain moment in conversation with the past moment of the inception chart. That overlaid to see what is happening with the interplay. So for example, we can have Mars squaring Saturn in a natal chart, or we can also have transiting Mars squaring your natal Saturn in your natal chart. One is an embodied lifelong theme, and the other is an activated situation. With that being said, we also have to understand that difficult astrology is just a difficult reflection. It's not as if the planet Saturn returning to your natal Saturn's position in your Saturn return is literally causing you hell. It's simply mirroring the fact that this is an energy happening. Therefore, dealing with astrology in difficult transits or difficult placements is simply just to prepare and expect to anticipate challenges in life playing out. So let's say that you have identified something difficult in your natal chart. That gives you awareness and insight into the concoctions of challenges and areas of life that those are falling in. This can bring more awareness and compassion for yourself. And a skilled, compassionate astrologer will offer constructive ways on how to integrate and deal with this information. So to reiterate, it's not so much like dealing with the difficult astrology, it's more so learning how to use the tool of astrology to deal with life's challenges in and of themselves. I recommend looking at the unbiased, as much as we can in our human lens, the unbiased, clear, straightforward delineation of a certain alignment. For example, let's take Mars square Saturn because I have it. Basically, your will and your fear are banging up against each other. In my chart, the rulerships, the houses that Mars and Saturn are ruling, indicate a lack of parental support in encouraging childhood joy, basically. That in and of itself is not inherently good or bad. It is not prescriptive, it is simply a declaration of a fact. From there, you can begin to unwind any stories you may have told yourself about this alignment or that you may have read online about this alignment, whether it's natal or a transit. Obviously, some alignments are subjectively more positive than others, but that doesn't mean that we have to give our power to the astrologer container that has a lot of collective meaning behind it instead of seeing it for what it is and choosing how we want to interpret that and apply that to how we're living our life. This is not to say that we get to choose how everything in our life is experienced. In fact, traditional astrology, which is a big part of my astrology practice, is really validating in the way that it validates and confirms that we face challenges. But there is a way that we co-create our reality at all times by not buying into the drama involved in it. Because astrology, when it's used as a projection or a reaction, can turn into a huge self-deprecation contest. Like, look at Twitter, it's everyone self-deprecating about every placement and transit, and it's just a me, like, egoic thing. That's unnecessary, and I think that is part of learning how to deal with difficult astrological alignments, is seeing that they're the symbolism of something that doesn't need to be dramatized. Obviously, if someone is like dying in your family, I know you can be like, this is terrible, like, let it be terrible, let it be that, but don't buy into the drama behind that. Feel your feelings, and yeah, okay, this is getting much deeper than just the astrology. I don't want to offend any more people than I always do. So with whatever's coming up, hold appreciation for having access to such an amazing divinatory tool that allows us to know when our Saturn return is coming up, or know when our Uranus opposition is happening, so that we can anticipate the arrival of those energies that happen to all of humanity in their cycles and willingly be able to work with those lessons. So in conclusion, I hope that I have not only allowed for some comfort in the understanding and possible fears around astrological alignments, and I hope that I've also recalibrated some understandings of what astrology is that it maybe doesn't need to have ascribed to it, so that we're not fearing the astrology or the planets. We are seeing the astrology as the messenger, and it's an awesome messenger to be aware of. So what are some transits or natal chart aspects that you have learned from, that you have been challenged by? Let me know below. I would love to hear about your difficult shit, because we all have it, and there's no need to make anything dramatic of it. It's just objectively challenging. I'm currently learning from having Saturn and Pluto unite on my ascendant, as Uranus is on my Saturn, my chart ruler, and Chiron is opposing my moon. So I'm learning quite a lot, but I'm here for it, because I like crisis. Anyway, if you found this helpful, like, subscribe, do all the things. Check out my private astrology consultations down below. Watch my latest video here, learning how to start your astrology journey and learn as a beginner in astrology if you would like to know. Check it out. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video.